Hey, can y'all hear and see me now? Oh, I think I am live. Hear and see me now? I don't want y'all getting no feedback. Hey, y'all. Let me see. Maybe mine's on my. Hey, y'all. Give me a second. I'm trying to figure out how we can make sure that we get this on Instagram as well. Okay. Oh, oh, I see. I see. Let's see. Trying to remember. Listen, if we don't get on Instagram, it's all good. Hi there, Miss Raquel. How you doing? Okay. You can unmute yourself and say hi if you would like to. Welcome. Uh-oh, Miss Raquel, I can't hear you. I don't know why I can't. Oh, I know what it is, Miss Floyd. I'm new to this StreamYard. I think I figured it out. I got to add you to the stage. Let me add you to the stage. Hi, now unmute yourself now.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, Raquel?
Good. How Dr. April?
Hey, thank you so much for joining the live.
Of course, I had to come on here and show support for April's flowers.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
I'm
you
gonna,
so much.
hide my camera so I can listen in.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Flora, for checking in. We appreciate you.
Yes, I'll be listening.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we're just gonna give everybody a few minutes to hop on. So let's give everybody time to get on and say hi, and then we'll get started. All right, so we're just gonna give everybody a few minutes to hop on. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining and tuning in. We're just gonna give everybody a few more minutes to jump on, and then we'll get started. Hi there, Mr. Kenneth. How you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Hi, DQ. How you doing? Thank you so much for joining. So tonight I'm going to be talking a lot about, you know, basically mental health, wellness, and self-care for Black women. And, so if you got some questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat so that I can answer them, okay? This is a live Q&A. You can also stream this onto your social media platforms, including Facebook and Instagram. We are live there as well, okay? So let's give everybody a few moments and then we'll get started. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for joining. You just give everybody a few more moments and then we will get started. Creates. All right, y'all. I'm just getting us set up here. Okay. Hey, Nicole. How you doing? Thank you so much for tuning in. Mm. Okay, so look like oh, am I live on Instagram? Y'all go on Instagram and see if I'm live on there for me real quick. I just connected it, so I just want to make sure I'm on there. Can somebody check? Let me know. Let me know. I think we live now on all platforms. I see a green check next to Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Oh, sis said I'm not. I'm not, sis. It says I'm live. Oh, let me see if it's on the top of my feed. Let me. Mm. Oh, let's see. It might be taking it a little minute to get connected. It's all good. Worst case scenario, We not gonna worry about it. We just gonna keep it moving. We just gonna keep it moving. Let me just see. I'm gonna try one more time to hit live. Okay, we already created one. We did. Let me try it again because um, sometimes, y'all know how, hey Alana, how you doing? Y'all know how technology can be. So I appreciate y'all patience. Okay, saying we are. Listen, StreamYard saying we not gonna worry about it. Anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get started, y'all. I appreciate y'all for joining me this evening. Thank you so much. I just want to say I appreciate all of your support. It really means the world to me. And just in case you are new here, first of all, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Dr. April. I'm a licensed therapist and wellness expert, and this channel is dedicated to helping Black women navigate racism and workplace issues. But also, on top of that, I want to help you improve your mental health, your wellness, and your self care. Okay. Now, to all of my returning subscribers, thank you so much. I appreciate all of your support. I love you guys so much. I want to just say, one of the reasons we are here is because we are celebrating that we have reached 100+ subscribers on YouTube. Yes. So make sure that y'all drop some celebration emojis in the chat because this is a big deal for me. I just launched the channel in February, and to see how much you guys have supported, it really, really means a lot to me. So thank you so much. So clap it up for yourselves because without you, there would be no Dr. April on YouTube. Okay. So thank y'all so much for being here. I really appreciate your support. And also, if you've watched several of my videos, you guys have heard me saying or calling you or referring to you as flowers. Yes, you are my flowers. You are Dr. April's beautiful flowers. And what that means is that on this channel, we are always growing, we're blooming, we're flourishing, and ultimately, you guys are just beautiful individuals that bring so much love and light to my heart. And I pray that I will be able to give you the same. And so, yes, we are a community of beautiful flowers. And so another thing, this is for you guys. So I want to make sure that, I am answering your questions. What questions do you have about your mental health, your wellness, or your self-care? Maybe you have questions about going to therapy, whatever it is. This is the time for you guys to ask. And also tell me, where are you watching from? Where y'all from? Tell me in the chat where y'all watching from. So where are y'all watching from? Tell me in the chat where you are watching from. Okay, Alana said she is watching from Texas. Hey, Alana, thank you so much for checking in. Hi, Miss Andrea from Augusta, Georgia. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love it. I love it. I'm so glad that you guys were able to make it. And thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, so what questions do y'all have for me? Any questions that you guys want to ask? Please put it in the chat. Let me see if y'all saying anything on YouTube, because if you on there, I might not see it. Nope. Okay, so no one, not yet, not yet. That's okay. That's okay. That's all right. Yes, so we are celebrating tonight, y'all. We have reached over 100 subscribers on our YouTube channel. This is our first milestone. I am so thankful and so excited. So that is why we are here. So thank you so much for all of your support, as I've mentioned before. And just drop your questions in the chat. Drop your questions in the chat. Any questions you have about mental health, about going to therapy, about your self-care, let me know. I definitely want to help you and support you as much as I can. And y'all see, I also put on the screen that our most watched video, y'all, had over 250 plus viewers. And that was my video on how to set boundaries in the workplace without being labeled the angry Black woman. Oh my gosh, y'all. I don't know what it was about that video, but people really connected with that video. So, I love that we had so many people watching it, and we definitely want the same amount of people watching all of our other videos as well, all the videos that I create. So if there is something about that video that stands out to you, let me know. If there are some topics that you want me to make more videos about, also let me know that as well, so that I can make sure that I'm creating things that you guys could benefit from. And yeah. Okay, Raquel, you watching from BQ's house. I got you. Thank you. Thank you for your comment. I appreciate that. If you are not following me yet on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and of course on YouTube at the Wellness Room ATL. So just make sure you go ahead and you hit that follow button so that you can keep up with me and when I post, because I do try to post on Instagram and Facebook like at least once or twice a week. But these days, YouTube is getting a lot more of my attention. But sometimes I will post like little short to little snippets of reels from my long form content here on YouTube. So that way you'll kind of know like, okay, Dr. April's about to drop another video. But you also want to make sure that if you haven't hit that notification bell as well, that you do that. So that way when I do post a new video, you don't miss out, and you can watch it immediately when it comes out. So do that. And yeah, so let me see if we have any comments, any questions. Okay. So we do have a question from Miss Andrea, and she says, let me see, I'm reading from YouTube. She says, I have to change my eating habits, but it's hard at the job I'm at. Yeah, you know what? That can be very difficult, Miss Andrea, because a lot of the times, we're on the go, we're busy, and if you're working long work hours and things like that, it can be really hard to stay on top of your health, like exercise and eating right. It's a whole full-time job. At least I know for me it can be. So it's about you being gentle and kind with yourself, and you making small changes that work for you. I think the biggest thing that gets in the way of us making any kind of change is that we want to do things right away. We want quick fixes, and it's like, what if you just made a small shift where first you start trying to increase your water, or maybe one Sunday you'll spend like trying to do a little meal prep for a week. Yeah, you may not keep it up 2-3 weeks straight, but it's the little things that matter. Maybe instead of snacking on those cookies or something sweet, maybe we can eat a piece of fruit, and being mindful also of like rewarding ourselves when we do make those small changes. Okay, but the most important thing is be kind to yourself. You're human. Even our eating is not supposed to be perfect. We're not perfect, and neither is our eating habits a lot of the times. Okay, so give yourself some grace. All right, let's see what other questions we have. And I also want to remind you guys, If you have not joined my email list, please do so. That is usually where I will send updates about new products and services. And I also send monthly emails just to help you improve your mental health, your wellness, and your self care. So if you have not, head on over to my website, and you can do that by just simply entering in your name in the bottom of the description. At the bottom, basically at the bottom of the homepage, you scroll down, you'll see it. Put your name in and then put your email address, and you'll start getting those emails. But more importantly, if you are someone who is considering going to therapy, you do get one of my freebie, and that freebie is 15 questions you should ask before you hire a therapist. And you really want that information, because a lot of times when we're looking for a therapist, we don't know what to look for, we don't know what questions to ask. And in this freebie, I pretty much give you what you need to know when you go, what you can ask when you go to that 15-minute consultation. So you'll know what to ask. You'll know, if that therapist is the right fit for you based on how they answer the questions, because I pretty much tell you what to kind of look for. And if they are not kind of, in the ballpark range that I have kind of on the document, then that means that they may not be good for you. And I recommend that you keep looking around. Okay. And also, it's normal to shop around for a therapist. You don't have to, make a commitment to someone right away. Okay. And then I have a question, looks like from Alana. Thank you, Alana. It says, is therapy something that can be temporary or lifelong? Wow, Alana, that is such a great question. So it depends on a few things. Number one, if you are going to therapy to kind of work on some common issues like, unresolved trauma, maybe there's some anxiety, some depression, maybe some self-esteem concerns, and this is your first time going, I would say you want to try to make a commitment for therapy at least 6 to 12 months, just depending on kind of what you need and how you're meeting your goals. So, basically initially, if it's your first time going, you do want to make a commitment to try to go, within like 6 to 12 months. And then I also recommend that people do weekly sessions in the beginning, just because you really get more of a benefit when you're going weekly. Sometimes 2 weeks is too big of a gap. But let's say after you've done therapy for 6 to 12 months, you got your coping skills, you're starting to feel a lot better. The anxiety, depression, whatever you were dealing with has kind of, simmered down a little bit. At that point, you can still go to therapy, but you might scale back. So instead of going every week or so, you might do every 2 weeks or bi-weekly, or you might go monthly, right? So, ultimately, I think that therapy is something that should be lifelong. And what I like to call it is, after you've kind of done therapy and you've kind of done the work, you basically have you're healed, but you just kind of need to go for a little check-in. That's like maintenance. We call that maintenance, right? Like right now I'm kind of doing maintenance therapy. So like I've been in therapy every week for about 20 months. And while I feel healed and I feel like I got it figured out, I still have little things that come up that might need some reinforcement from my therapist. So technically I'm still in for like maintenance, so you definitely can use therapy as something that you should do long term. Absolutely. And I think it has is very beneficial. You can't go wrong. And, especially if you get somebody good and you stay with them for a couple years or, years down the road, and they know your story, they know your history, it's great. So yeah, therapy can be done short term or lifelong. Absolutely. Hi there, Miss Vet. How you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Please make sure that you drop your questions in the chat or in the comment box. Basically, I'm here to answer all your mental health, your wellness, and your self-care questions. You got questions about therapy, drop them in the comment box. I want to answer your question. Okay. Okay. Andrea said that therapy helped a lot. Therapy helped a lot when I had it. Okay. Thank you, Miss Andrea. Yeah. Yeah. And Alana, that was a really good question. Thank you so much for asking your question as well. I'm glad to hear you're doing good, Vet. If you have a question, please ask it. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to give you some some insight, some expert advice on anything that you might be navigating. If you have not said hello, I still want to say hello to you. Hey, how you doing? I'm Dr. April. Thank you so much for tuning into our live. And basically, we're here tonight celebrating that we've reached over 100 subscribers on our YouTube channel. So we met our first milestone. Woo, y'all drop some celebration emojis. And let me know where you are watching from as well in the chat. So I'm just so grateful for you guys, and it's amazing what God can do. So thank y'all so much. And let me see. Okay. All right. All right. What other questions we got, y'all? Okay, let's see. Oh, that's such a good question. Hey, Royal DBF, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your support. So Royal DBF says, would anger management be considered therapy? That's a good question. It depends, okay? Sometimes when it comes to like anger management, there'll be like, anger management groups, or sometimes depending on if you like end up going to court and you have like to have mandated like anger management, it might be like one class you got to go to. It's a good, like what I like to call short-term intervention. Okay, so whether that's like a one-time class, a one-time thing, or it may even be a small group, and small groups usually last like 6 to 8 weeks or so. It's like a short-term intervention. So it's more so of an intervention versus therapy. Now, if you go to therapy and one of your goals is to work on anger management, then you can do that in therapy, right? So, it just depends on the context of the anger management. Is the anger management like a class? Is the anger management like a small group? You kind of do like a short-term intervention, or is anger management a part of your goals in therapy? And this is something you're actively working on with your therapist. So I guess to answer your question, it could be depending on the setting and the context behind, just depend on the situation and what it is that you need. I hope that answers your question. But if you are to say, well, Dr. April, can I just do anger management and then I'm healed and that's all I need to do? I would definitely say no. You need to go to therapy so that you can figure out what is the root cause of the underlying problem that is causing the anger. Where is it coming from? Okay. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you. That was a great question. And if y'all have any follow-up questions to anything that I asked, also make sure that you drop that in the comments as well. And hey, Mr. Kenneth, it's going good. How you doing over there? Yeah. And also, I just want to remind you guys as well to support the channel. I do use Ko-fi. That is a great place where you can buy me a coffee if you're getting value from this content. Your support definitely helped me to continue showing up and making valuable content for our channel. So it's not anything, it's not super, it's not scammy, y'all. This is a legit website. You just put your information in and you can donate to the channel as a one-time donation, or you can even subscribe, which I've had someone subscribe to my channel, which is like really cool. So yeah, you can do that too. And what else? Also, if you are a subscriber or someone who is struggling in the workplace, y'all, okay, like having a difficult time, I do offer workplace consultations. Okay, it's just a one-time thing. You can also schedule like a follow-up if you need it, but I will give you expert advice on how to navigate and work through any issues that you are having at work. And you can also book that as well on my website at trythewellnessroom.com. Okay. So that's something to keep in mind. That's there. It's available. All right. We got another question in the group. Oh, wow. Okay. So we got a question from Alana. She says, what age is appropriate to start therapy for children? That is such a great question, Alana. I think honestly, I would say that it just depends. I honestly think that if your child is old enough to play, they're old enough to go to therapy. So what that means is, we're talking about as young as maybe 4, 5, even sometimes 3, just depending on where they are intellectually. But there is therapy available that is called play therapy, where the children don't have to be necessarily as verbal as we would like, but the children get to work through different issues through play. So that's something that is available. So very young, they can start. Now, as far as like, face-to-face or telehealth kind of therapy, I would definitely say elementary school. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 6, 7, just depending. But even then, the sessions can't really be that long. And if the child is having like issues kind of at school and they don't necessarily need therapy, they can always talk to their school counselor. The school counselor at the school typically would do some type of counseling with the kids. That's a good option. But therapy, just waiting until they're really at that age where they can kind of like verbalize and communicate really, really well. Yeah. All right. Thank you for your question, Alana. And it looks like I got a question from Miss Andrea. Miss Andrea said, what's the best exercise for someone that's not into lifting weights or running? If I were to answer that question, Miss Andrea, off the top of my head, it would be walking. Okay, get out and walk. Sometimes we don't always have access to the gym. Sometimes we don't want to go to the gym, or we don't know what we're doing and we feel uncomfortable. You can always just walk. Walking is amazing. And running is also great, but you can walk. Just walk. Just walk. And when I say walk too, yeah, if you can go to a park or go outside and walk, that's great. But if you can't, like, a walking could be you getting up from your desk at work and just going outside to take a little, take a 10-minute break, or being intentional about standing more than you're sitting down. So I would say walking is an excellent way to stay active. And I walk all the time. So yeah, walking. Oh, Alicia, how you doing? Thank you so much for tuning in. Yes, I agree, Nicole, Alicia. Walking is definitely amazing. Yes, it is. Yes, great. I agree. Miss Kelly. Great questions. Everybody got some really great questions. Now, listen, I know that this is our first live, but don't y'all be scared. Y'all got some questions about, really mental health stuff, anxiety, depression, trauma, dysfunctional family members, anything I can definitely answer. So whatever comes to mind for you. Maybe you're thinking about going to therapy. I can definitely answer any of the questions that you have. And also, while we kind of have a little break, what I want to do is just share some exciting news with you guys. Okay, so for starters, drum roll. Okay, that is not a drum roll. Anyway, yeah. So recently, you guys know that I finished the racial trauma series, right? So there's 8 videos. If you have not watched them, go back and get caught up. Basically, those 4 videos essentially are a lot of the information that I kind of regurgitated from my dissertation. Okay. So the first 4 videos literally are a tribute to my dissertation process. And I finished the dissertation process May 2023. It was interesting, to say the least. I'm gonna swallow real hard. But I made it. I'm still here. And the exciting news that I want to share with you all is that I was recently recognized as the 2024 Dissertation Excellence Award for our national counseling organization, the National Board for Certified Counselors. And my qualitative research was chosen as a recipient this year. Yay! So what that means is I have the opportunity to publish my dissertation research. And I bring this up because at the end of the day, that series, the racial trauma series, those first, at least the first four videos are basically you being able to see firsthand my work before it gets published, right? So you get to see my dissertation work before it's published for the whole world to see. So if you have not watched the series, make sure you get caught up on that. I'm so excited. Now I just have to figure out, y'all, how I'm going to turn 180 page dissertation into 31 pages. Okay, so y'all pray for me while I do that. It's gonna be something interesting to say the least, but it's gonna get done, okay? Because we got to get this research published. And just for those of you who don't know what my dissertation research was on, I basically looked at Black women counselor educators or professors and what they do to reduce racial trauma in the workplace. Okay, so y'all know racial trauma is a big part of the work that I do. That's what my research was on. That's what I was awarded for the research, and I'm so excited. Yeah, and they're giving me some money though. So you can't beat that. And yeah, so it's amazing. The National Board of Certified Counselors is like our national organization. So millions of counselors, all over the US will see my work. So it's amazing. I'm so excited. So I just wanted to share that good news with you guys. Thank you so much, Nicole. I appreciate it. And thank you, Living Life, Tea Times God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Miss Andrea. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Living Life, TX God. Thank you. Thank you so much, Alana. Yeah, I'm so grateful. God is so good. And looks like we got a question from Living Life, Tea Times God, which AKA Vet. What suggestion would you give people who take their anger out on other people? Because some people are very private and don't talk to people about their problems. I really think they need therapy. That I'd say so too. They probably could use a little extra support, just depending on the extent of the anger. But I would say that if anybody is having an anger problem, it's important that you're able to identify the root of the anger problem. Like, where is the anger coming from? Why are you angry in the first place? And if that is something that the person cannot answer, I would recommend that they go to therapy so that it'll help them get down to the bottom of like what's really going on with them. Because I don't know if you guys are aware, but usually anger is what we call a I might mix them up, but primary and secondary emotions are a thing. And usually when people are angry, deep down, that means that there's really this sadness that they don't know what to do with. So it's not really anger. This on the surface is anger, but usually below that, it's actually sadness or depression. Great question. Miss Kelly said, 8, wow, let me catch up. Yes, get caught up, please, sis. Get caught up. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Y'all, I really appreciate y'all for hopping on and yeah. Thank y'all. Yep, thank y'all so much. And let's see. Yep. Okay, we got another comment. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Oh, yes, you're welcome. You're welcome, Vet. Thank you for your question. Y'all, I feel fancy using StreamYard. Okay. We on Facebook, we on Instagram, we on YouTube. Dr. April is taking over. Okay, I'm taking over. Look, y'all, I done learned literally, it took me like a couple hours, but I done figured this StreamYard thing all the way out. Okay, y'all see I got my little fancy banners up here. Okay, y'all can go and shop. I have digital products as well available on my website. So yeah, yep. I never thought that I would be a content creator, but I am. I'm learning this thing, y'all. Okay, so we got another question from we have a question from Nicole Alicia. She said, do you believe that when people are private that you should give them their space? And if so, why? And is it healthy to be private with your life and issues? Nicole, Alicia, that's a girl. That question. That question itself is loaded, loaded. Okay, we could take a whole live talking about that. But if I could just start with the first part, do you believe that when people are private that you should give them their space? It depends on who the person is. If this is a person that's close to you, like your partner, we need to do some exploring as to why that person might be private. Are they private because they don't trust you with certain information? Are they seemingly private because they don't know how to express their feelings and their emotions? And a lot of times when people aren't expressive with how they feel or what they're thinking about, it can make, let's just say we're in a partner situation, it could make the other partner feel kind of withdrawn and disconnected, and it can kind of cause some issues around intimacy. But a lot of times when people are private and they need space, it could mean a few things. It could mean that they just want to protect their energy, want to protect their peace. But then again, it could also mean that they are having a hard time communicating what they need and what they think and what they feel. So I would say that if I were in that situation, and let's just say hypothetically this was a partner, I would give them their space and I would just pray and ask God to help change things, because one thing we can't do is change other people. And sometimes we have to accept and meet people where they are and let that be that. But as far as it being healthy to be private with your life and issues, absolutely, to a certain extent. It just depends on who it is you feel comfortable sharing what's going on with you. One of the things that I would say for Black women in particular that's a major problem is that we like to suffer in silence. And so when you're suffering in silence and and because you're silent and you feel like you're ashamed or embarrassed, or you have some guilt and you don't want to let people know what's kind of going on with you, that can lead to anxiety and depression and all these different, you start to experience, negative emotions and things like that. So, it just depends on, are you staying private to protect your peace? Or are you staying private because you are afraid of being judged by other people, what they're thinking about, what they might think? So I would say the answer to that second part of that question is that, there's a healthy amount of information that we should share with people, and there's a healthy amount that we shouldn't share with people. Okay. And you got to make sure that the people you share information with is people that you trust, right? That are going to respect you, not going to tell your business to other folks. And so I think that you have to be the one to decide, where and with who you share whatever information you want to share. So that's my take on it, Nicole Alicia. I hope that answers your question. But the person who just is, kind of withdrawn and they're private and they don't like to talk about how they feel, they probably could go use some extra support so that they can work around that. But it's very common for us not to know, because nobody really taught us how to express how we feel, or it wasn't safe for us to express how we feel. We didn't really have that platform. So when you kind of we grow up and we adults now, it's like you private, you kind of, like I said, deal with things on your own, kind of suffer in silence, and that can be unhealthy depending on the extent of it. All right, Royal DBF says, what would you say in the same situation if the sadness is mentally blocked out? I'm guessing, Royal DBF, this is like a continuation of the anger question, like the anger management question, because I was talking about sadness kind of being like underneath the anger. And when you say mentally blocked out, what I think about is like, maybe you're unconsciously, like you don't, like, basically you're not necessarily aware, like it's unconscious, like you don't even know you're sad, that, you know, if you don't know you're sad, that could be a problem. And that's why I was saying going to therapy will help you determine, okay, is it really anger, or is it sadness underneath that, or is it not? It could be entirely something else. One of the things that I've noticed too is that sometimes we don't even know that we're angry at people. We don't even know that we're holding on to anger, whether that's from our childhood or somebody did us wrong. You know, we think we moved on, we done got married, we have a whole new life, but you know, sometimes you know, we don't know exactly what could be the source of it. And that's why you go to therapy, because the therapist is going to help you identify that, what the problem is. Yeah, that's a great question. Yes, okay, thank you. Thank you, Miss Vet. I love all of your comments. Okay, Miss Kelly says space is good, but not all the time. You need to rejuvenate and then come back to communicate. Yeah, it just depends, you know, and you're right, Kelly, because sometimes, you know, if you just have a disagreement or whatever with your spouse or your partner, like, you know, taking the space and come back to communicate is a great idea. But we're talking about, you know, if the privacy is something that's permanent, is always where you're not able to get in or get through to that person, they kind of have a wall up, then that's when it looks different. But I do agree that yes, if you're upset or you get into some type of disagreement or whatever is going on with you and your partner, y'all need to take some space. Take the space you need, because y'all can't get nothing accomplished if two people are angry, and then come back and then y'all talk it out. I definitely think that communication is really, in my opinion, it might be one of the root to solving mostly all of our problems is through communication. But we don't do enough communicating. We got to talk, we got to express how we feel, and you know, it can be difficult for some folks. But that's a great question. Thank you, Miss Vet. I love what I'm saying too, and I love that you here. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Oh, thank you so much for sharing. Yes, I don't know if I said that since y'all been on, but you can share this on all your socials. Everybody can see and hear me on Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube. So thank you for sharing. Yep. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Nicole. Thank you, Alicia. Exactly. Yes, World DBF. Yes. Oh, will it stay on your absolutely. Yes, ma'am. It's gonna be on YouTube. I don't know if it's gonna stay on Facebook. It may. But Instagram is kind of suspect. Like I think after I hang up, because I don't even know if I'm on Instagram or not. But I think after I hang up, it'll disappear on Instagram. But we're not worried about Instagram. It's gonna be on YouTube for sure. Yeah. I'm like Kelly reminded me. Oh yes, thank you, Miss Kelly, for reminding um you know, Vet to get on. Thank you so much. Yeah, yeah. So if you guys have any other questions, please drop them in the chat. I can be on here all night talking to y'all. um, so I really appreciate y'all. And I also want to just say, let me see, we got some more. Oh, okay, we got a couple more questions. Oh, okay. Before I answer these next two questions, I also want to just let you guys know that I will be dropping some new information on in August, okay, about, well, really it's going to be a membership, and it's for people, or really Black women who are interested in starting their own travel wellness journey or pursuing lifestyle freedom. And basically within this membership, what you're going to get is, one, you get to keep up with me and see what I'm doing and where I'm at. And also, the membership is really centered on helping you to make sure that you're keeping your mental, your emotional, and your spiritual well-being on point while you're on the go. So if you are a Black expat, a digital nomad, or full-time traveler such as myself, you may find this very helpful. I'll also be offering monthly group coaching that is included with our membership. And then you guys will have the option to do one-on-one transitional coaching. So if you are considering making a move abroad, or you're a full-time traveler, or you're a digital nomad, I will be able to offer you one-on-one coaching to make your transition. And y'all know, as I've shared previously on social media, y'all know I basically left the US in 67 days. Since then, I've been traveling and I've made a kind of a pivot, and I want to share my journey with those of you that it resonates with. But a big part of my journey is definitely spiritual. Like everything I'm doing, I'm literally being led by God, and I'm being obedient and following his orders, because the steps of a righteous man are ordered. So I'm just following God's plan for my life. I have no idea where I'm going to end up permanently. I'm literally going, day by day, week by week. And the exciting thing also is that recently I was also invited to do a women's retreat in Costa Rica. That will be August the 9th through the 12th, where I will be doing a small group on self-love. So that is coming up. I'm so, so, so excited. And in addition to that, y'all, this is like super, super exciting. Hey, is Alana on here? Hey, Alana, thank you for tuning in. Another thing that's super, super exciting, which I haven't really shared yet, but I just found out yesterday. I'm going to be going to South Africa in October to speak at a university. And this was literally like God ordained, because I met one of the directors just in passing, going about my life. I'm telling y'all, I believe in divine connections. Just in passing. Nobody reached out to me. There wasn't no email sent. I literally just met someone who works at the university. And what would the likelihood be? Y'all just listen to this. What would the likelihood be that they would run into me now and they want me to speak about what it's like being Black in America? Y'all know I can talk about that all day. But I'm so excited for this future partnership. I don't know where it's gonna go and all of that. But God is so good. He's really putting me in a place where he's allowing me to like use my voice, the voice that I never knew that I had. But I have a voice, and a lot of people want to hear from me, and I'm just so grateful just for everything that he's doing. So if you want to stay, y'all make sure that y'all subscribe, hit that notification bell on my channel so that y'all know what I'm doing, what's going on. But I'm just so excited about these speaking engagements that are coming my way. God is so good. Thank you guys. Hey, Alana, thank you for tuning in. Okay. Miss Kelly said, keep family at distance in your relationship. Oh, Lord. Well, yeah, you got to be careful letting your family know what's going on in your relationship. I totally agree with that, Miss Kelly. Yes. Everything that's going on is not for everybody to know we're here. Amen. God bless your journey. Thank you, Miss Vet. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, y'all. I'm going to Africa. I didn't think I was going to go to Africa this fast, but I'm going. Congratulations. Yes, God's amazing, makes a way all the time when you're obedient, operating his purpose. Absolutely. I'm telling you, like he does. He does. Okay, so we got two more questions here. I ain't gonna keep y'all on here all night now, unless y'all want to be on here all night. Alana said, when dealing with dysfunctional family, does the same rules apply for parent-children relationships? Is it harder to navigate that relationship using the same tools mentioned on your YouTube? Whew, that's a good question. So yes and no, Alana, because I don't know if you can really apply some of the things I shared on my YouTube channel and my dysfunctional. So I have a video on my YouTube channel called "How 9 Ways to Deal with Dysfunctional Family Members," and I think that content was more so adult centered. So these are things that I would recommend to like any adults that are navigating like difficult family relationships. But if you want me to be, when we talk about the parent and the child relationship, what's the most important thing is that you have to be mindful that if you haven't worked through your own trauma around your parental relationships, what's going to end up happening is that you're going to unconsciously pass some of those behaviors to your children. So that's where we start to see some of the generational trauma. That's why I feel like we today, especially us millennials, we have a responsibility to not allow that to happen, because we're more open to therapy. We're more knowledgeable about the benefit of our, we're more aware of our mental health and more open to going to therapy. And so we have got to do our own work so that we make sure that we don't pass some of those dysfunctional behaviors to our children. So I hope that that answers your question, because what happens is in therapy, y'all, you're going to start to learn that everything that you learn, you're going to have to unlearn, because a lot of it was dysfunctional, but you didn't know. You thought it was normal because as a child, you love your parents and you think that they're raising you the best way they know how. But you got to think about this. A lot of their relationships with their parents were dysfunctional. So all it's been doing is being passed down from generation to generation. But we got to put a stop to that. We breaking all generational curses around here, period. So I hope that answers your question, Alana. Yes. Hey, Pamela, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Pamela is here. Hey, Pamela. Okay. And hold on, there's another question. Okay. Nicole Lisa says, do you feel that it's important for couples to keep family and friends out of their relationship as long as there's no domestic abuse? Oh, okay. So this is what Miss Floyd was responding to. Do you feel that doing so keeps drama away and keeps peace? Okay, so do you feel that it's important for couples to keep family and friends out of their relationship? Do you feel that doing so keeps drama? Oh, absolutely. I do think absolutely that it's important for couples to be mindful of what information they're sharing to other family members. I like to say that what happens in your marriage, outside of, like you said, abuse, neglect, anything like that, it should definitely stay between you and your partner. And, I think that if you guys are, if any couple is needing any, wanting to work through issues, one, I say you always take it to God first, right? And then also consider maybe going to some couples counseling so you guys both have an outlet to kind of talk about what's going on in a safe environment, because the therapist can't go tell y'all business, but your mom, your auntie, them can. Okay. So you just want to be mindful of that. And I also think that sometimes we are a little too, like, we safeguard our relationships maybe a little too much. Like, if there's something good or something positive going on that you want to share, why not? I think sometimes in the Black community, we get so used to seeing dysfunctional relationships that, when we see one that's healthy, we think something wrong. So, we got to start normalizing being able to share good things that's going on in our relationship, but also modeling what a healthy relationship looks like. Because I know a lot of us didn't have that growing up. We don't know what a healthy relationship looks like. So, I think couples counseling is just essential. And I do think that when you keep your business to yourself, that is definitely less drama. It keeps your peace and it maintains your sanity. So, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm here answering all your mental health, your wellness, and your self-care questions. Any questions you have about therapy, anything you want to ask, please drop it in the comments. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to answer all of your questions. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and for just supporting me. It means a lot to me. Again, we are here celebrating that we have reached 100 plus subscribers on YouTube. And I'm sure we are going to be able to touch thousands and thousands of more women on my channel. And I'm so excited about that. And I'm going to keep showing up and making content. And I was going to say too, like, if you are watching the replay, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for making the time to come back and meet me and see the video and see what we talked about. And if any of the questions resonated with you, or you want to drop a comment after the fact, please do drop a comment, share your experiences. I'll definitely make sure I go onto YouTube and reply to them as well. And hi, Dr. Marvin Brown. So nice of you to tune in. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, your picture looks so handsome. That's my husband, y'all. Anyway, he is on here as well. So drop any questions that you guys have, and I appreciate you. I'm not gonna stay on here too much longer. I think we're kind of An hour is good. We don't got to be on here all night. Y'all know I can talk, so I'll stay on here all night with y'all if y'all want to. I don't have nowhere to go. But anyway, I appreciate all of your comments. If you haven't told me yet where you are watching from, please go ahead and drop that in the comments as well. Oh, ooh, yes. Look. Miss Andrea said, "Can you be my therapist?" That's so funny. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You know, it's so funny. I've been saying this for years. I'm not the family therapist, but I love y'all. Miss Floyd got a question. Miss Floyd got a question. She says, "What do you do when you outgrow friendship?" Lord have mercy. Girl, you know this question loaded. Well, I'm gonna tell you what I did. How about that? When I outgrew some of my friendships, what I did essentially was one, I had to grieve those relationships, right? And a lot of the times, gotta move people and things and situations and whatever out of your life when it is just not a good fit for you. Everybody can't go where you're trying to go. Everybody can't, everybody is not healthy for the places that God is taking you. And sometimes I think that that requires us to surrender and trust Him that He's going to send new people in our direction. And that's pretty much what we have to do. Miss Floyd, we have to trust that God is going to fill that void where whatever He removed. I really believe that He pays us back double for our trouble. He removed one, He gonna send you two. So it's just trusting Him and allowing Him to bring those people in our lives that need to be there. And interestingly enough, I would say that currently in this season of my life, I may have a few close people I could probably put on one hand, right? And it feels good to me. It's what I need right now. But then I also know that God has shown me other ways to socialize. Like I'll go to y'all know I love my Zumba classes, my little workout classes. And so I meet with people there. And then when I'm traveling, I meet so many people. I'm literally more sociable with people I don't know than with the friends I had. So it's almost like God is so good. Like I get filled back up just meeting and talking to people I don't even know. Like I don't need relationships that are going to be draining, that are going to be unhealthy for my spirit, that are going to be detrimental to the woman that God is transitioning me into becoming. So at the end of the day, what do you do when you outgrow friendships? You let go and let God send new people in your life and keep it moving. Yeah. Thank you, Kelly. All right. Yes, Dr. Marvin Brown, you're in Orlando. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Miss Living Lifetime Tea Time. God says you got that right. Yes, like you just gotta let go of these folks, child. If they were meant for you, they would be here for you, right? And Joel Osteen says, and I always keep this close to my heart because this resonates with me so good. He said, you got to be at peace with who is not at peace with you. You got to be at peace with who is not peace with you. We can't change folks. We can't make people like us. We can't make people want to be our friend. We just have to keep it moving and let God do what He gonna do. He'll send you some new friends and better friends. Yes, great question, Kelly. I have friends that I've outgrown, friends that have outgrown me. Yes, I do not take it personal. I respect it and love their growth. Yeah. And I mean, you got to think about it. We all are constantly changing and evolving. So, like at the end of the day, like you're not always gonna to be with the same folks forever. It don't even sound right because you're not gonna be the same person forever. As you grow and evolve and change, you need friends that's gonna grow and evolve and change with you. You know. Yes, let go and let God, Kelly. Yes, ma'am. Amen to that. Be at peace with those who are not at peace with you. Yes, and that's including family members. Okay. Yes. Amen. Any other final questions, thoughts, comments? I'm trying to make sure that I tell y'all everything that's going on. I told you how you can support the channel on Ko-fi. Thank you for your support and your donations. I told y'all about our most watched video, how to set boundaries in the workplace without being labeled the angry Black woman. And next week, my video that is going to be launched is going to be about Black girl depression. So make sure you stay tuned in for that. I'm going to tell you all about depression and Black girl depression, what it looked like, and talk about some common myths and things like that, and even tell you how you can start moving away from coping and towards healing instead. So that'll be coming out next week. Yeah. Yes, Dr. April's flowers are blooming tonight. Yes, we are, right? That's what this channel is about, for us to grow, for us to continue to bloom and flourish and support one another. And it's another thing I want to just say, okay? We got to watch out for mites, okay? When I say mites, M-I-T-E-S, these are the people that come on to our channel and they just want to, they have a monitoring spirit. That's what my therapist called it. She called it a monitoring spirit. And what that monitoring spirit does is, these are the people that look, they watch, they want to see what you're doing, but they don't like, they don't comment, they don't share nothing. They just want to be nosy. Okay. We don't have time for mites here. This channel is a safe space for Black women who ultimately want to grow, want to improve their mental health, their wellness, and self-care. If you looking to improve your spirituality and you want to grow with God, this is the space. The mites are the people who trying to come and eat our petals. They want to put holes in our petals. They want to eat away at our roots. We don't have time for them type of people. Okay. So this channel is a channel that's dedicated to helping us, improve our mental health, our wellness, and our self-care. So if y'all see any mites, please let me know. Okay. Thank you so much, Alana. Yes, no mites allowed, no monitoring spirits. If you're not on here to like, comment, subscribe, support the channel, you might want to find somewhere else to go monitor. Okay. And I say that with love. I do. I mean it. Yes, yes, yes. No monitoring spirits allowed. Nope, nope, nope. So I just want to say I thank y'all so much. I love y'all. Thank y'all for y'all support. I'm not going to keep you on here any longer. Yeah, if you're watching the replay, thank you for coming back to watch the replay. I love you as well. I love all of you. I love you too, Kelly Floyd. And yeah, you guys have a wonderful evening. And I will be doing more of these lives in the future. And so stay tuned, okay? And before you go, let me leave you with this. Remember that you are a beautiful flower that blooms and flourishes, and may your radiant light continue to nurture those around you. And thank you so much for bringing beauty to our community, one petal at a time. Mwah. Bye. Have a good night. Take care.